When you write a speech or a presentation or a talk, do you practice it silently in your head or do you practice it out loud? Because it can make all the difference. Hi, I'm Shola Kaye. I'm a public speaking coach and also a professional speaker based in London with clients all over the world. I work with corporates, in particular tech companies, women in industry, and also I work with women in business who want to grow their business with public speaking. I want to talk about how you practice your speeches because a client of mine came to me a few weeks ago and she said, well, I've written this speech and I think it's great. I don't need any help with the speech. I just need a bit of help with the delivery. And I said, fine, that's great. Well, let's have a look at it. And it was clear when we looked at the speech that it was something that she'd written, but she hadn't spoken it aloud. How was it clear to me that she'd not spoken it aloud? Well, because there were very long sentences. There were words with many syllables, and it read like an essay. Now, when we are speaking to an audience, speaking out loud to an audience, as opposed to speaking in your head to the audience, because I guess they don't have ESP and can hear you. But when we are speaking to an audience, we want to make sure that the words that we use are punchy, that we have short, pithy, punchy sentences that don't go on for too long. And that's not because your audience has a low IQ or because they're not intelligent enough to understand and stay with you for a longer sentence, but because it's your job as the speaker to make it as easy as possible for the audience to digest what you have to say. So if you've got long sentences that have got 30, 40 words in or sort of clauses and it's hard for people to cling on to and understand, then you're quickly going to lose your audience. And that would be a real shame, especially when what it takes to write a good speech, all it takes is for you to kind of review what you've written, break it down into shorter, punchier sentences where it's very clear what the point is of each sentence, what the meaning is, and then you can practice it out loud. And don't feel that I'm trying to dumb you down, because if you look at some of the speeches, some of the big speeches from politicians, people like Michelle Obama, who I know is not a politician, but people in the public eye, if you look at their speeches, you'll see that the language used isn't particularly highfalutin or highbrow. But when you're using fairly simple language, then you can take that and you can work on the expression. So instead of tripping over your words because they're so complicated or because you're trying to keep a grip of where the sentence goes yourself, by having those short, punchy, pithy phrases and sentences, then you can work on the delivery and work on adding the emotion, the emotional punch that's needed to really get to your audience. Because you want both the right words and also you want the right delivery, and they will combine together to give your audience a powerful experience. But if it's like you're reading from Charles Dickens or from some sort of highbrow novel, it's very hard for your audience to be in the moment with you, because by the time you finish one sentence and have moved on, they're still analysing what you just said and making sure they fully understand it. And if you can imagine a 30-minute speech that's full of that, and everyone, okay, and people can't keep up with you, then you will soon lose them. And that's where the daydreaming begins, or the mobile phones come out, and you've lost them, which, as I say, is a huge shame, because the time and the effort and the energy you've put in, not only to securing this opportunity to speak, but also to the preparation of your presentation. So I hope that helps, and I hope it gives you a few tips as to the difference between writing for somebody to read your words and writing for somebody to hear and to understand what you're saying there and then in the moment. Because of course another thing is when somebody's reading, if there's a word they don't understand, or if there's a phrase that's particularly long or hard to digest, they can pause, they can reread it. But of course when you're speaking, they don't have that luxury. by the time they're still analysing what you've said, you've moved on. And you want them to be with you every step of the way. Hope that was useful to you. If it was, then please check out some more of my video blogs or podcast episodes. If you're interested in joining me for a live online event, then why not check out sholakaye.com, and you'll see on the homepage there how you can check out my next event. You'll see masterclass, and if you click on that, that will take you either to my masterclass, which is pre-recorded, or to the next live event. So go ahead and do that, and I hope to see you there. And remember to keep your sentences short and punchy. Take care and see you soon. Bye.